Oh, my delicate equipment, cheap equipment. Yeah, I hope everything stands up okay. Vishakha Devi. Her hand is positioned like that. Her hands are positioned like that, where her right hand is offering a garland to Krishna, while the left hand is holding the rest of the garland. Vishakha, she also appeared when Radharani and them appeared, but she was not found on Putana or near Putana or taken from Putana. She had come with Putana. The witch Putana had flown from Kamsa's place 700 kilometers north and gone to the Vindhya mountain range, where Radharani and the Astasakis were, when they were first coming into existence. And of course she was sent by Kamsa. Actually, Kamsa wanted to marry Radharani because of the description of Radharani, how beautiful she was and everything. That's his the inner desire was to marry her. Oh, so he sent Putana to grab him, and Putana grabbed him, and while they were flying out of there, the pujari that had been taking care of them sent a mantra at Putana, and she dropped. Yeah, she dropped Chandravali. And of course Chandravali falls into the river, and Vishakha and Vishakha, the king, Rukmi's father, he picks her up and takes her home and named her Rukmini. Well, the others were given to either Rishabhanu Maharaj or as such, but inexplicable, Vishakha was given to Jatila. She came floating in the river Yamuna on a lotus, and Jatila found her and took her home. Well, it's a nice day to talk about her and everything. But I was mostly trying to just give another insight on separately manifested, or apparently separately manifested. How does Krishna do an illusion? You know, how does he do it? How is it he's able to fool us so well, and we're not able to break through barriers. I'm not able to break through the barrier that's on me as earth, you know, the barrier of light, you know, the barrier of light. So how is it possible to do that and still maintain that continuity of eternality? Well, it's given in the prayers of Brahma for creation in the Bhagavatam, and in one of those prayers Srila Prabhupada describes, you want to know how everything is being created, how everything is coming into existence. We remember that Vishnu is breathing out and everything is coming, and the living entities are within him. Sometimes the living entities are just coming from the spiritual world, coming in him and then coming into the material existence. Sometimes during the like entire creation of these universes, there's a period where it's a partial annihilation. They'll just go into Vishnu and rest. But the reason why they go into Vishnu is because of entropy. Entropy has gone just too far, and it has to be rebooted, refreshed, and brought in as a better, substance. In other words, it doesn't function so much. It's carrying so much weight from the sins of everybody that it's not doing its function. So it has to be refreshed. So it goes back into the body of Vishnu. And at that point, Vishnu, he will again, let the living entities come out. Let the living entities come out and manifest themselves. So Prabhupada uses just an example. He says, the quality of the I, a personality who had come from the spiritual world and came into this existence through Vishnu, that person has the quality of the I. Now that doesn't mean that he doesn't have the other qualities. And that is actually how apparently separately manifested is happening. What happens is all the other qualities are covered. And they're not manifested by this living entity. But the quality of the I is manifested. So that quality of the I coming out of Vishnu is in its perfect status. No sinful activities, nothing. It's in perfection. So that has to just be copied and pasted by Brahma. He doesn't have that much of a job. You talk about all the qualities that you see in the material world, there's innumerables, but that's all he has to do. Is he has to take the quality in his perfection, paste it, and then time devaluates it. And when it becomes too devalued, then again the same process happens. So it's always up to Lord Vishnu to take the effect of entropy. Now, the entropy hasn't disappeared, from existence. It is just not functioning. That means that the I, instead of being able to see perfection, it becomes minimized, and almost like a blind man. But it really hasn't lost its ability. It's just been covered by sinful reactions. So the only place to go is Vishnu's body. Purify the sinful reactions and again become manifested. Whether you're becoming manifested because of sinful activities and rebellion and everything, that's left up to everybody. So, but that is the way that the apparently separately manifested. Everything has been covered. The ability is in that everything, but the ability is covered and is not allowed to be seen. So in that way, everything looks like, oh, it's separate. This is not any part of that, and that is not any part of, but it's not like that. You're not seeing the whole substance. So I just wanted to bring that up to show some aspect of the illusion. We can't, grab it. It's very difficult to totally understand it. But in this way you can get some understanding. Oh, yes, I am seeing separately manifested because that is what is able to be projected. And the rest of the qualities of that living entity are covered up. And of course, if the person, by purification, his qualities can become out, manifested again. They can come from nowhere. It's his qualities. And then those qualities of his eternal body are able to project themselves through. But now they are not allowed to. Now they are totally covered. Mostly because we'll just misuse them. And Brahma, he doesn't have to really go through too much. He can actually redo the creation pretty quickly just with some copy and paste. I'll see if I can get a picture here. Yeah, Vishakha Devi. Yeah, she stands on a turtle. I haven't seen any of them lately, but there's many turtles in the Yamuna. Yeah, Vishakha Devi, Kijai. And Vishakha Devi, another thing about her, is that her and Radha went up to Surya Dev. And of course Surya Dev is Vishakha's father. So when they were coming down, they also came together. But her father told her that you cannot be with Radharani until she is offered the Shaimantaka jewel. So until Krishna puts the Shaimantaka jewel on the neck of Radharani, Vishakha could not come out of hiding. So what Vishakha did is she went ahead and went into a lake on the Yamuna and started doing tapasya. And then at one point, Krishna had seen these lotuses, but they were real special lotuses. And he wanted to know where these lotuses came from. Actually, even Rukmini, she saw those lotuses. She saw a swan drop that lotus flower garden, and Rukmini wanted a flower garden like that. So Krishna went on a hunt with Arjuna, and they came in this area. From Dwarka, they found out in this area was growing those lotuses. And of course, Vishakha was living there. And because of her tapasya, those lotuses had appeared. So it's interesting, when Krishna and Arjuna come, all of a sudden there's two swans. I'm mentioning these things, but I can't give it real background what the significance of the swans are. But the two swans are coming out of that lake, and as they're coming up into the sky, two eagles are coming to, devour them. And Arjuna and Krishna, doesn't say they killed them, but at least they saved the swans. So Krishna and Arjuna said this lake is very special. And also, Vishakha had made a garden of so many fruits and everything. So Krishna and Arjuna were asking around to the people, and the people said there's a person doing tapasya, and she's been doing tapasya in this lake. And at that point, this is Lalita Madhava by Rupa Goswami. At that point, I think she was already out of the lake, and she was staying in a cave nearby. So at that point, Krishna took Vishakha back with him. But Krishna didn't even know the significance of the Shaimantaka jewel or anything like that. But he did not present Vishakha immediately to Radharani. Later on, Vishakha comes out of hiding after Radharani is given the Shaimantaka jewel, which is just about the end of the Lalita Madhava. Well, that's in pastimes of Raj, that's Vishakha's beautiful pastime in the Lalita Madhava. Okay, I hope everybody gets some. I know you get some interest. It interests me a lot on how Krishna can. It's like he put his hand over my eyes, but the eyes of all my body. He puts the hand over every thing, and he only allows you to notice particular things. He doesn't allow you to notice everything. Of course, we would probably become very bewildered. Yeah. If at once we try to engulf ourselves in the energy that Sri Guru has, we would be burnt to ashes, because our body cannot contain it. Frankly, it cannot contain it. And those personalities walking amongst us that can contain and can manifest and can use it to help others, they don't turn to ashes because of the purification. So without being pure, it's like if I take a hold of a very heavy electrical, you know, what do you call it, 25,000 voltage electricity that they use for running the metro. So if I grab a hold of that, then I'll just turn into ashes. But if that electricity can flow through me without any resistance, you know, because I am part of it, then I don't burn. But because there's resistance within my body, so there's resistance in my body, if I was to want to embrace Prem Bhakti and not be qualified, I would do much damage to my body. It takes purification to be able to do all this stuff. Okay, I like the now I'm sorry that I'm showing you without their garlands, but and I hope they aren't embarrassed that they haven't got their garlands yet. But almost every year someone comes and wants to take them to the Yamuna because they decorate their boat. They decorate their boat a lot, and then they want people to come to see their decorated boat. So they'll come, they'll come and downstairs they'll take Seva Kunj. Hope they come, you know. Nobody, and they never tell me who's going to come, when they're going to come, or what they're going to do. But they generally come, take Seva Kunj, put her on, and then I'll find somebody to take care of them. Well, one year I just walked around with the large Vishakha and took her to see all the places. You know, instead of just putting her on a boat and her being there, I wanted her to see the whole occurrence on this day. So I took her to Seva Kunj, I took her to Radha Damodar, I took her all over the place, and then I brought her back home. And the little small one, that Vishakha, I wanted to take Vishakha on a bullock cart ride on this day, you know, with a decorated bullock cart and everything, and of course, you know, Gauri Thai and large Radha and Krishna. But so I just asked somebody if they could give me a you know, Vishakha, and they called up a friend, and this small Vishakha came to my door in about 5 minutes after wanting. So I said, "My Lord, you really ran over here." Yeah, says I better get you out there. Yeah, so she came in within 5 minutes. She was already here at the ashram. And I don't do so many what do you call it, decorations nowadays because of lack of income and everything. But it's all right. Let us be quiet about everything, and you know, be peaceful in this way. Okay, I'll leave you there. Haribol.